Hey there, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Trade by Numbers. If you're new to the channel, my name's Josiah and I trade stocks and cryptocurrencies for a living. So, I'm sorry I wasn't on here yesterday. I had a big plan to talk about the CPI numbers. We got some forest fires in the area. There was some evacuations going on. It was just a hectic, stressful day yesterday. I do apologize for not getting on there. So, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to dive right into it. Now, this morning, let's try to close out Friday strong. I did not do any buying yesterday, so it'll be a 4-day week for me. But we've got the S&P up almost 0.5% in the pre-market. We had an amazing day yesterday. I mean, S&P closed 5.5% up, Dow up 3.7, and the Nasdaq up 7.35%. Just absolutely huge numbers. And it was because CPI come in and beat expectations. Now, looking at the CPI numbers line by line, I'll be honest, I don't feel as good about it as apparently the market did. For me, I was glad we beat. I'm glad that inflation's coming down. But when you look at line by line and look at each individual thing, there's a lot that was not down, that was actually even up from last month. And that does not give me a good feeling. The market clearly thinks at this point that the Fed's only going to do a 50-point basis hike in December. But I'll have to say, I don't see it. I still see them doing a 75-point basis hike. But as long as the market continues to believe it's going to be a 50, we could still see a huge rally out of this. But it's definitely one of those markets I want to be careful about. Now, we could get a big pullback today, especially toward the end of the day, just simply because we had such a big run-up. I mean, when I see a run-up like that, normally when I see the markets up 2% or more, I expect to see a little bit of a pullback. With the markets up 3 to 7%, I would definitely expect a pullback. But the market's been rallying. It seems to want to be breaking out. So there's no telling where this market could go. I wish I could predict that. However, I will say some of the stocks we're holding is looking very good. We bought Coinbase back on Wednesday. We bought Coinbase on Tuesday. And our Coinbase is looking phenomenal right now. Of course, I bought a lot of crypto on Wednesday, which is looking absolutely wonderful. Pretty much all the cryptos I bought is up 15 to 20%. Absolutely love those kind of gains in such a short period of time. Now, let's talk about the one stock that I did sell yesterday, and it kind of worked out great. It was not intentional, but I did sell my UVXY position yesterday in the early morning hours. I think probably somewhere around about 7:30, just because I knew I was going to be away from my computer all day. I wasn't going to be on the market, and I didn't know how the CPI numbers was going to come out. I thought there's a chance they could possibly come out good, at least good enough for a little bit of a rally. So I did let them go. So I guess you could say at least these fires, the one good thing they brought was me cashing out of those, because the UVXYs had a huge downturn yesterday. Honestly, I wish I was around. I would have bought some when they got down there in the low nines. I would have definitely picked up a position. Unfortunately, I just didn't see it. But I was happy that I sold. We only made about a 1% gain on them, which is pretty disappointing for me, especially as long as we've held them. But we did get out. We was profitable. At least they didn't drop down on us, 50, 60, 70 cents and be stuck in that. So I was happy for that to have been. Oh, excuse me, my allergies. But otherwise, we've got IMPP rolling up nicely. Now, I said I was interested in IMPP under 40 cents. It did give that opportunity. Picked up a position, or if you picked up a position, should I say, IMPP is rolling up very good. We've got the oil stocks all doing well yesterday, moving up today. We could see IMPP. We've been trading in a range, and typically when we start getting that RSI up, we see a breakout in IMPP. So we could see IMPP try to spike. Maybe not today, maybe it'll be next week if we get a little spike in oil prices. We could see IMPP test back up around the 48 to 50 cent range. And that's just what I'm seeing on the charts. Anytime I've seen the RSI curling up on the IMPP, we've usually had a spike, and we haven't had that spike yet. So overall, I'm going to keep it short. Like I said, I would definitely think that we could have a pullback today with the numbers that we had yesterday. However, the pre-market is showing extremely strong. Pretty much all of my watch list is well in the green. So at the very least, I would expect for the early morning hours to have a nice little rally and then maybe a sell-off. So if you're looking to take some profits, you might want to look at taking some profits, before 10 or 11 o'clock, and then maybe be able to buy back in. However, the last 2 Fridays, we haven't had a sell-off. We've had the markets continue to rally, and, that's possible. We could be setting ourselves up for this Santa Claus rally, a lot of people call it, and we could have a pretty strong market driving up into December. Now, after that, all bets are off. I've been calling all year. Once we get through the Christmas season, I look for us to be moving into this next recession, which I believe is going to be a lot harder than the first one that we've gone through this year. That's what I got for you. I'm going to be watching my stocks. I'm going to be watching my Coinbase. I think there's a lot of potential. If we have a good day in the market, we could get a good run up, and I may take some profits on my Coinbase since I've got 2 positions. May sell out half of that position if we was to run up. I'd like to see it run up to maybe at least $55, $58. I might take out half of my position, just kind of betting on the fact that we could have a sell-off. If it looks like we're losing volume, then I may get out and try to pick that position back up, because I definitely want to be holding my Coinbases. With crypto coming back up, and if we're going into a rally, I want as many Coinbase as I can. I want to run that back up to that $70 or $80 level and make some big money on Coinbase. So I'm not going to be too anxious just to cash out at these prices. But if I see the volume pulling back and I can lock in a little bit of profit and then buy back in and get ready, then that's what I'll do. That's kind of my bread and butter. What I like to do is to cash in and out of things, not just get one big $20 move, but be able to get $5 moves on that way up. So that's kind of how I like to trade, and how I want to teach y'all to trade on here, because that's how you lock in more gains than just sitting and holding. It does take a little more work and a little more effort to be able to get it timed that way. Look for that run up, try to find that peak where the most people are getting in there and buying. Get out and realize that there's a good chance you're going to get a rollback. And sometimes you do miss out, but that's why we work on multiple stocks every day and try to pull that off. That's what I got for you. Can't hardly talk this morning. I will be on here this afternoon. We'll go over the numbers for the week. And even though we missed yesterday, we've had some great numbers earlier on in the week. It's going to be a nice week. You're not going to want to miss what we were able to do. So until then, be blessed. And remember, never trade with your emotions. Always trade by the numbers.